Time now to take a closer look at those Saturday night performances, and who better to talk us through the good, the bad and the downright disastrous. It's the queen of choreography herself, Karen Hardy. You want.
The pillows are back.
The pillows are back. If they offend you, Karen, you can turn them around.
No, I'm just, you know, that's an interesting shot. Is that me thinking about Craig Ribble-Horwood there, I think?
Clearly. Let's
Right.
talk about Saturday's performances, and we'll talk about the opening to the show, our cheeky Essex boy, the gorgeous Mark Wright, and the other KH in the show, Karen Howard, and their cha-cha. Now, it was brilliant, but the judges said it had too much energy. Is that possible?
You can never have too much energy, and week one, all that energy is going to be building up, and you just got to let it go. For me, really, this was a chance for Karen to really show off and, you know, pressurise maybe some of the competitors. This is what my man could do. Potentially, for me, it wasn't too much energy. I think there could have been a lot more content, that was all.
OK.
It was brilliant, though.
What did you think of his caterpillar when he went backwards?
Oh, I loved it. Now, for those of us that remember way back when Darren Goff did that, that was brilliant. Technically, like Mark, not as strong, but he captivated the audience, and I think that's what we're going to see with another Mark and Karen.
Yeah, another Mark and Karen's, they go a long way. OK, Ali Ash and Alison and Ali Ash, team Ali. The judges absolutely loved Alison's energy. She's wonderful out there on the floor. But a few comments on slightly flat footwork. Talk me through that.
They're picking, aren't they? This, for me, is a woman that's a real woman. And I've chosen a step here, the Cuban break into the back locks. Her energy, her rhythm. Rhythm, if we remember, means a regular occurrence of accented beats. And her body just oozes rhythm. It just keeps ticking away. So talking about ticking away, I'm going to get up and tick for 2 seconds.
Along.
On our little dance. Very quickly. We're going to look at those Cuban breaks, because what we normally get week one is this for a Cuban break. Okay. And we've seen some of them do it.
1 to 2.
Oh, no, not our Alison. She had the lovely feet going. She had the tick in her body. The body was oozing, and she was just loving it.
I could watch you do that all night, but sadly we have to move on.
I know we do. Those feet are just going to improve. You know, they weren't complaining about it. They were just saying it needs improving.
Okay,
that's all it was.
Let's talk about our wild man and his serious tango, Steve and Ola. His muscles were a massive talking point amongst the judges. Now, can there be such a thing as too big?
Never can there be such a thing as too big, my darling. And look at these muscles. Now, we're talking about a tango here, which does mean the hold comes a bit further around the lady. So, rightly so, I think he's got this hold right. He's crowning a little bit, but look at these pivots, the strength and the control. To control Ola takes a strong man, and he's got her from the word go. Yeah. Yes. So I've got no problems with that. I think that's going to grow. I think maybe later on in the ballroom, maybe when the tail suit's on, just needs to round back a bit, but come on, bring on the muscles.
Well done, Steve. Tom and Iveta, our little Cary Grant out there on the dance floor with his waltz. The judges said that he played it a bit too safe. What did you make of that?
Oh, I'm never going to say anything bad about this man. I mean, the looks alone. Look at it. Look, gracefully has this lady in his arms. But what we've got to remember, waltz week one for a man in the history books of Strictly Come Dancing has never been a winner. But look at this beautiful standing spin, the teamwork between them already, the connection between the two of them. Maybe it was a bit quiet, but hey, watch out what's going to come ahead. It's a sportsman.
Yeah.
We teach a sportsman technique. They store it and they will use it time and time again, and they will get stronger and stronger, and that's what we're going to see with Tom.
OK. Sinetra and Brendan. Now, Bruno said she has a wonderfully bendy back, our Sinetra, but her hold was a little bit wobbly. Did you notice this?
I did. It's really hard to demonstrate, but I've been working closely with Scotty up here in the editing room, and he's done a lovely piece of work for me, because actually she was really strong. This is a feisty lady, but we're going to freeze here first of all. Can you see where the wobble has started to kick in? All right, so we've got the frame that's wobbling, and Brendan's hand has had to come right the way around her back. Now, what will happen as they go into the next step now, she'll try to recover, but there's a lovely little slow-mo that I've picked up just here. See her hand wobbling whirling around, and she pulls it back. But this is what I love. She recovers.
She corrected herself.
She pulls that top line in. We must not overlook this lady. She's a tough character on her TV show. She's a tough character in here, and I think we're going to see great things from her.
Go Sinatra. Let's talk about Greg, lovely Greg Wallace and his cha-cha-cha with Aliona. Stop it. There were good bits in it. I love you, Greg. Tell me what you made of his performance. Oh, Greg, block your ears. Block your ears, Greg.
Yeah. I think this is a case of the cat's got the cream. I mean, you look at the bit I've got here, he just cannot take his eyes off of Aliona. He's all gooey, he's all... Now, when we know him in another show, he is just bullying and, you know, he's got to get on and practice. He can't take his eyes off. Look, now he's going, oh, what are my steps? What are my steps? He's got to start practicing what he preaches. He's got to get tough, he's got to pull in, and he's got to give Aliona a run for her money. She will get much more excited then, and then we'll have a feisty two on the dance floor. Okie
dokie. Frankie and Kevin. This was a beautiful moment. Bruno was so moved. He was almost crying. Would you agree? Stunning.
This is week 1. She's been on tour. Poor Kevin must have been running around all over the place. That's all I can imagine. But I've picked up this piece here. We're talking about the top line. She does a beautiful top line. She does the head roll and manages to maintain that gorgeous line. And, what was accompanied with this was not only the technical strength, but the emotion and the pure innocence of it. It was just beautiful. And we don't normally see it as gorgeous as that week 1.
I know. Stunning. Well done, Frankie. Simon and Christina. Huge amount of choreography in their jive. Simon did so well. The judges did pick up a little bit on Simon's lack of point and retreat in his feet. What more can you tell us about that?
Right, I'm here to defend our celebrities today. He was fantastic. If any of those judges start picking on him, they're going to have to come and contend with me. This kicking, now I normally show you side by side, but I wanted to show you that he's kicking in hold, and then he's building up to a trick where normally the girls would just go through the legs, but no, goes through, he does a flip as well. Fantastic. Just so everyone's clear, we don't overextend when we kick. He did it perfectly. You keep the feet lovely and soft. Otherwise, if they're too rigid when they kick, the timing of the kick will go wrong. So he kept it lovely and free. If he had a bit more time, we could have had that retreat that they talked about a little bit higher. But do you know what? They're nitpicking because it was so good.
Standard so high.
Yes.
That's why. Let's talk about Jennifer and Tristan as well, our lovely Irish twosome. Jennifer was marked quite low. Where did she go wrong?
Well, I think it came under the nice category. And we know in marketing, you either want to be fantabulous or you want to be a disaster. And I think it wasn't only... She's just so nice. And it means that you're going to fall in the middle, and then she gets really tired. It's like, oh, you know, what? This is really hard. But it's a wake-up call probably to her. I'm hoping next week, let's see her come back and go, right, I realise how hard this show is, and I'm in the running for it as well. I'm not going to give up. That's her 1 week chance to get up and fight back.
Come on, Jennifer. Thank you so much, Karen. Look after yourself and your precious cargo. We'll see you next week. Karen Hardy! I love you a lot. Now, having accumulated the most hours